Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, girl. Hey.
How are you doing today?
I'm hanging in. Glad it's a bit of a shorter week, but sometimes those are the most packed. How about for you?
So you took the day off then?
We get the day off. It is a holiday for my company.
Thank God for that. Okay. Yeah. Because it is a floating holiday for me. But I definitely took it off, and shout out to the event I went to. So I had the opportunity here in Cincinnati to go to the Freedom Center, and they had their African American feast. No, I'm just joking. It was the Dr. Martin Luther King breakfast. And what happens is there's always an event in the morning, and it's followed by the traditional walk. And I have been wanting to go to this freaking MLK breakfast since I've learned about it being here in Cincinnati. And this is my first time going. And so excited. My company was able to sponsor, so I got a chance to show up for free. And the performances and the keynote speaker, they were phenomenal. So shout out to the Fisk Jubilee Singers. Okay, they have a history of over 150 years singing Black spirituals, Negro spirituals. Fantastic young people. So these are all like undergrads singing their hearts out. It was so beautiful. And shout out to Richard Smallwood. The way they performed reminded me of the first time I saw Richard Smallwood and his group. I don't know if it was Vision, because he said different iterations of singers, but it was just literally maybe a handful of singers blew us away with like the volume, the articulation, it was just, it was so good. And the Gen Z historian Hill Green, if you follow him on social media, you should, because he gives the hidden, he flat out said non-whitewash facts of history. He most recently got a big hoopla when he unveiled the history of Jingle Bells. But he did such a great job. And I didn't know old dude was like Yale's student body president, the first Black one ever. I was like, okay, sir, I see you. And he's since done so much with his social media presence, being Forbes 30 under 30, and I think even a Peabody Award. So kudos to that young man. I didn't get a chance to meet him, but I rubbed elbows with some higher ups at my company, and I get a chance to talk to the mayor of Cincinnati. So it was a good time.
Very nice. I wasn't aware of this going on either. And shout out to the Freedom Center. It's phenomenal if you guys are ever in the area.
Phenomenal.
So good to know.
I took Amara there actually for the first time for Juneteenth last year. So when I was showing her pictures, she's like, I've been there before. I'm like, yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Yeah, it's big too. You really need some time to be able to make it through.
Yeah. And then I want to say happy birthday to my father, my dad. I'm gonna put his age out there. 65 years old.
Milestone
birthday. And it is, it's such a blessing to have your parents and to have them still be here. I know we've gone through so much through the years in terms of, uh, our wellness journeys, and I'm just so happy and blessed that he's with us. So
Well, happy birthday, sir.
happy birthday, Dad. All right. So those were two like big things, Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday and my dad's. And so let's go ahead and get into these headlines. Okay, Kelly Clarkson. I mean, the American Idol. Her show, The Kelly Clarkson Show, is coming to an end after this season. When I saw this, I was like, yo, what? I'm looking at page 6. So this is page 6. So there's all types of speculations going on, but they pretty much were saying like her contract was up. It's definitely giving a definite no, I'm not coming back. There was also talks around the landscape of daytime television and it wasn't sustainable anymore and she wants out. There was even some rumors talking about Hoda maybe coming in, with a show like this. But of course, nothing like that has been officially reported on. I personally immediately thought about her probably balancing her life in the midst of the death of her ex-husband from last year. Brandon Blackstock passed away at 48 years old in August, and she has 2 young children from that relationship. So, and then the final thought that I had was I remember you test watching the Kelly Clarkson Show and the Tamara Hall Show, and the fact that we get a chance to see the sunrise and sunset of this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I need Kelly and the powers that be to actually confirm it before it's official to me, because right now it's
That's fair. It
speculative.
is a lot of speculation, but girl, it's everywhere.
Yep. Page 6, Entertainment Tonight, multiple sources.
Yep.
But once we have confirmation, then I'll digest and process. I've not sat and watched usually long form full episodes, but I definitely have enjoyed karaoke. Definitely
I
enjoyed
mean,
a
staple.
few of the interviews that I've caught on these internets. Kelly is very, what's the best way to put it? Very personable. She's very chatty, but she's also extremely personable. So I've
Self-deprecating
enjoyed
humor
what
for
I've
sure.
seen of her. I do remember as well doing those tests, and I was more of a fan of Tamron at the time and what I saw from Tamron, and particularly because it was like the gap of Ellen trying to be filled and things were happening. And it didn't feel that fresh to me when I remember seeing that test. And kind of the same way when Jennifer Hudson, we were their first test in Jennifer Hudson, I remember saying, well, y'all are really just trying to put her in a black Ellen, using the same set, using the same producer. So,
I mean, it literally was like they scraped off Ellen's name and
yeah.
it's like Jennifer Hudson's show.
And thankfully, they found their signature and their stride too. I mean, again,
Yes.
the Spirit Tunnel is did its thing, did what it needed to
Did
do.
you see the makeover? And sometimes it's sponsored, depending on who's walking down the hall.
I had not. I mean, the OG version of it was pure and beautiful. So that's what I'm going to hold on to. But good for them. But inevitably, every good thing must come to an end. So if this is the end of Kelly's show, she definitely had a great run. I believe 7 seasons, which is nothing to, sneeze about. And to your point about, her children and the death of her ex-husband. I mean, that's a lot to process and deal with. I know she took some time away. So if this is what's best for her and her family and for her career, I'm all about it. I mean, Kelly is a great singer. So girl, sang. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do. I know people want a tour of her just doing covers because of how great karaoke is. So maybe next she'll do
So
a Vegas
good.
residency and she'll incorporate karaoke as a part of that or something. I don't know. Mary J just announced her Vegas residency and I
She
thought she
sure
was
did.
tired. I thought she was about to take a break.
First of all, I actually love that more for her, the residency, than her actually touring, because at least
She can be in one place.
stationary. She got the same bed she could go to. You know what I mean? Her favorite spa won't be far. I mean, it is Vegas.
I just have to
Uh,
say, Vegas's ability to reshape the narrative of what a Vegas residency once was impresses me every time I think about it. Because back in the day, Vegas was where you
yes,
went to die,
yes.
and
I
that is
mean,
not the
it was
case anymore.
embarrassing to be a
Have a
performer
Vegas residency,
because
yeah,
it meant like you were, you know, a
on the
dried up
end, yeah,
artist.
yeah,
Yeah.
on
And
your
it didn't
last
help that
legs.
like Elvis got caught up in that. And then it was very heavy on the magic. But I think Celine Dion's residency helped turn the tide. I think that was one of the first shows. And then Britney, but we didn't know what Britney was actually going through. It makes me sad sometimes.
Yeah.
But Kelly, we love you. I will say Kelly Oki, she did that. All the things you said, in in light of heated rivalry, her rendition, so good. So good. But I'm rooting for her. I'm proud of her. I've been following her career since the beginning and I will continue. So we will wait for confirmation and we will see. Speaking of celebrities who I've been following for a long time, the Will Smith. So we just got done talking about him last week and the alleged sexual assault. Um, Still need more information on that. And even in that conversation,
Well,
Will
not
Smith
sexual assault. More so, it was
harassment.
harassment. Yeah, there was no
Sorry.
actual assault charge or lawsuit. The lawsuit was about like trying to, get him to do something.
Mm. And this was coming right at the premiere of his new show with Nat Geo, Pole to Pole with Will Smith. So
I just realized how crazy that title is after saying he was trying to seduce a young man pole to pole.
honestly, every time I see it pole to pole for whatever reason, I'm thinking from wall to wall, like the Chris.
Mm, 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 mm.
So he's on Jimmy Kimmel. No, I'm sorry, Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show, promoting this show. And of course, Will Smith is going to Will Smith. He is a wonderful storyteller. And when I say I was invested, I was. And so this man accidentally pulled off his mask while deep diving in ice mountain water and nearly drowned. He said, he said, if I died, he told God, he was like, if I get out of here, I'm only gonna do black stuff from here on out.
Yep.
That had me cackling, Ashley. My question to you, friend, is what is black stuff?
Stuff that's not near death. Stuff that does not put us in imminent danger.
As a fellow black, I can confirm that it's like we're not climbing mountains. We're not putting ourselves in harm's way for the fun of it. You know,
Exactly. The thrill. Because, baby, our everyday life is thrilling in that regard, if that's the
Walking
case.
out the house.
Yeah. Free climbing, bungee jumping, uh, deep sea diving, you know.
Again, deep sea diving with blocks of ice overhead is above me. You know what I mean?
And I can only get out via a hole that I have to pull myself back to
Yes, because
under
that's how it
sheets
happened.
of
He was supposed
ice.
to he tethered himself, and he was supposed to use that to guide him back to that hole. And in that process, he took off that freaking mask. Whew. I appreciate his perseverance. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't get caught up in fear, because fear would have had his ass drowned.
But just
Okay.
imagine if this is the way Will Smith went out. Just imagine.
Panic. Panic.
I would be
Oh,
pissed to wake up to this headline. Pissed.
same.
Because why?
Same.
Because why, Will? Why?
You didn't have to do it.
My voice is going out just thinking about it. One thing I'm noting as Will's getting older, 57 and seasoned out here, is that he's taking more and more of these type of risks
He is.
with his shows and entertainment, and
Yes.
maybe he feels like now's the time before he gets too old, but at the same time, like, I would like you to have a seat.
I am actually quite inspired by it. I've watched the show. I'm not done with all the episodes, but what I will say is I'm talking to David and Amara, like, this man is in some good shape.
What are you finding particularly inspiring, that he's tackling things he's never done, or the
Girl,
activities
he was
themselves?
in Antarctica
Yeah.
skiing like for like hours with one other person, climbing an ice wall that's like 3 feet tall. I would have been winded after just putting on the clothes. Like, what do you mean
Yeah.
skiing? The endurance and strength that is required.
That's awesome. You could show strength and endurance doing some other shit though. Like,
But I'm saying this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to see that part of the world. And I love it. I love it. Like, I feel like I have a bit of an adventurer in me. You know what I mean? Like, I would
okay.
love to see certain parts of the world that, you know,
I have no problem with the idea of going to visit Antarctica. We're not talking about going to visit though. We're talking about
but when you visit,
climbing,
you're going to
deep
have to
sea
do
diving.
outside things
I
like
don't have to do all
hiking.
this shit. I can go chill with the penguins. What are you talking
There are
about?
the people that are in Antarctica are solely like freaking scientists. Nobody lives there.
I'll go
These are
hang with the
people who are
scientists.
working.
I'll go hang with. Didn't Amy Robot go over to Antarctica before that whole scandal blew up with her and TJ? What was she over there doing? She wasn't over there doing this shit. I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm not discouraging anybody from doing the things they want to do with their life. Maybe I'm either too black, I'm not old enough yet, or I'm tired. Because none of this sounds fun to me. Like, if I'm rich, I'm about to go. Like, I'll go visit. I'll go do some things. But
What
no.
I'm not gonna do is get in a submarine, um, just to look at a screen. Like, no. I think about those adventurers, and I'm like, y'all guys scammed.
Oh, you talking about the people who died?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything like that. I want to feel the wind and know the smells that I smell in this sun under my skin and feel the earth. Like, I want to do all that type of stuff. So anyway, let's talk about some mess. Okay. Um, heated rivalry didn't, keep everything together for a very long time as I thought it would have, because Queer Eye celebrating its 10th and final season is missing one of the five, and honestly one of my faves, Karamo Brown. So the team went to CBS Mornings and the Today Show, and they're sitting there, and Gail's like, "Well, Karamo ain't here. Where you at?" And then there was a statement saying, "Oh, he's not going to attend." By the time they make it to the Today Show, he sends a video saying, "Oh my goodness." Oh no, let's go back for the Gil King interview. He was like, "I'm not showing up because um I have dealt with being physically and mentally abused." I was like, man, these are some huge words. And then by the time we got to the Today Show, he was like, "I'm not there. I'm skipping out for mental health." Yeah. Felt mentally, emotionally abused for years. These are some big words, Ashley. And then, according to TMZ, the root cause of all of this is, I guess, Karamo's mom was on set one day and she heard Tan, Anthony, and Jonathan talking sugar honey iced tea about her baby. And Karamo found out. It was like, okay, bet. This show has not gone without controversy. Bobby Burke, who to me was the most prolific, talented person on that show, left back in 2023 because he had some issues apparently with Tan. I thought it was funny. They were like, "There's a situation between us. It's not sexual," and then it was off the show. But he left the show. Ashley, like, it could was it that bad that he just couldn't show up? Like, I thought we just show up regardless and take it on the chin.
Yo, I have absolutely no idea. Like I have no idea. I'm sad to hear that he has these type of feelings and possibly hasn't been being treated well by either the cast or folks that are adjacent to the cast that are having some impact on his everyday life and experience with the show. It's tough to be with the same people doing something year over year over year over year. There's always going to be personalities and conflict, and it's inevitable. It's life. But Karamo, in particular, the one black man on the show,
Right.
feeling this way, then
Not a
I
good
feel
look.
some type of way. So
It was so funny because uh they were all on the show holding hands
I
and
saw
people
that.
online. They were like, "Y'all acting like this is a funeral," and it's also giving y'all are guilty. You know what I mean?
Well, I just think it reads we're victims too in some type of way. Like we need each
mm,
other for comfort to get through this moment we're being put through. And
mm.
I don't know what to say about any of that. I don't, yeah. God bless them. Hopefully they figure it out to push through this 10th and final season.
I know. I also forgot to mention back in 2024, Rolling Stone had a whole expose just on Van Ness saying uh, Jonathan's pronouns are he, she, they pronouns, but would have emotionally abusive and had rage was emotionally abusive and had rage issues. And I remember that came out, and so I just think it's so funny for a show that is genuinely heartwarming. You know what I mean? Because I've watched a good portion of the show. I kind of dropped off when Bobby dropped off because he was my fave. Um, have so much drama. It's like you're looking behind the curtain and be like, I guess it's not all rosy.
At the end of the day, they're just some people.
That is real with their own ambitions and egos.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Apparently, it doesn't end with us because this story is rolling right along, Ashley.
Shocking to me that this is heated back up. I was mentioning to Delora before we started recording, I didn't foresee me getting reinvested in this drama. I thought it was behind me. But good job, media. I'm back in it. I'm back in the shit.
You know what's so funny? Because Taylor Swift publicly has been moonwalking away from Blake Lively, especially when I feel like a lot of the public opinion was not in her favor. And it's like, oh no, I'm in it. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, according to Vanity Fair, or I'm sorry, according to Variety, she out here calling Beldoni a bitch.
Sure did.
She was actively in this conversation, having conversations with Beldoni about Blake's version of the movie and like how and when to use her song. And you know, they they really were talking mad shit about Justin. I think they called him like a narcissistic Aladdin or something like that. Oh my gosh. And I just think it's so funny because it's like Tyler didn't want anything to do with this, but guess what?
You in it, boo. I would
You
have
in
once
it, which
called the Aladdin thing racist if I did not realize
girl, he's
that
a
that
white
man is
man.
white. I
Yes.
was bamboozled on Jane the Virgin.
I mean, his name was Raphael. Like, so what did
Raphael,
you?
my ass.
I loved him in Jane the
I
Virgin.
did too. I was seeing Raphael. I could
Me
not
too.
stand Michael.
Could not stand it. But yeah, um, it's giving Mean Girls to me, real talk, Ashley. But
Let me know when you ready for me because I got some words.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. There also was that video of the birthing scene that came out where Blake felt very vulnerable and she felt like she was all naked and inappropriate. And then the video shows that she has on like boxers, prosthetic stomach. I'm like, I didn't see anything.
I thought they'd be way more naked than that with the
I
little
know.
pieces and parts they sometimes have to wear for sex scenes.
It's just not adding up for me, Ashley.
Yeah, again, I'm back in the shit, but the Taylor Swift of it all has been the less interesting or thought provoking aspect of this. And let me tell y'all why. So when everything first went down, I stayed fairly neutral. I've said this before. I was fans of both of these individuals. Justin from his work with Jane the Virgin, Blake from her work over the years, film, TV, fashion, what have you. One taking sides. It started to feel like a really slippery slope. They were trying to push me one way or another. I was still like, let the chips fall where they may. I'ma see, I'ma see. This latest batch of information and me finding out that Blake was trying to enlist all these A-listers to be on her side has
Yeah.
firmly removed me from any camp I could have once been on for Blake because that is
Mm,
actively, in my opinion, bullying somebody within the industry to try to
yes.
enlist Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, who have
Yes.
absolutely nothing to do with this production.
It was like yeah, it's
That's
giving high
un
school. Like, who can I call?
that's unbelievable to me. And you're
Yep.
already married to Ryan Reynolds. You're already in the upper echelons of Hollywood. You're already best friends with Taylor Swift. So to
Yep.
try to bring all this firepower behind your vision for a film that you are not the director on, that you are
Nope.
not the showrunner on, that you are an lead actress and producer on, those are your roles. it just I'm not a fan of bullying. I don't like it whatsoever, and that is firmly what that feels like to me, that you would try to enlist the firepower of these huge celebrities and stars just to get your influence in your way. Even some of the verbiage used about the fact that the studio told her that Justin's edit tested better than hers. And she said, well, for me, it's a done deal. Me, Colleen, Taylor, for all of us, it's a done deal. What the fuck does Taylor Swift have to do with this movie?
Exactly.
You just literally tried to use power and influence to get the outcome you wanted. And I'm not a fan of that.
I'm right there with you. I
So I'm not
agree.
saying Justin did no wrong. I'm not saying that at all, or that things didn't get
No,
messy and go down. But what I'm saying is that shit is wrong. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
me
And that
either.
makes me like really see Blake as a certain type of person, like a certain type of character within the Hollywood sphere. Like she really thought
Yeah.
she wasn't like her shit couldn't be touched because of who she knew and the influence she was wielding.
Yep.
No, no, baby. Penn Badgley would never. Penn, where you at? Get your
First of
ex.
all, everybody from that show knew what it was. I mean, who's really hanging out with her right now?
Yeah.
I'll wait. We're
I don't she may have
gonna be
felt
waiting all day.
she may have felt she had transcended above.
Is that what that was?
If she trying to call Anna Wintour about a
Yeah.
fucking movie,
I was like, this
I
movie, what I really think she thought this was gonna be like her Oscar something.
which is beyond
Um,
me.
but I'm like, this is where it belonged on Netflix. Like, not to say Netflix will win Oscars, but it's giving okay movie adaptation. On to the next one.
I'm sure some people will listen to this and say, I'm being naive. This is the way Hollywood works. A lot of people do this and da 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 da. Maybe they do. It doesn't mean I have to like it. It doesn't mean that's the way I think this cookie should crumble.
Well,
So,
it's giving heavy-handed, and it's giving the initial complaint. It's like you signed up to do the role, and then all of a sudden you want to do the costumes and the makeup, and you want the edits and the music selection. It's like you signed on to lead this movie.
and Colleen over here fighting cancer. Y'all better leave her alone.
She did the Homer Simpson. Like, let me just go ahead and back up into these bushes. Um, she hasn't even showed up to her other book adaptations to movies. Regretting You, like that just came out and is doing well actually. So more nor oh, I can't wait for Verity. Ashley,
Mm.
you need to read that book first before this movie comes out, because I need somebody to talk to you about it, because
Well, I
it
have
is
5 Audible credits right now, so no worries.
okay. It's coming out. Anne Hathaway is going to be in it. We're going to talk about it. All right. So we have a couple more headlines, and then, of course, our hot topic for today. Kai Cenat is out here reading on the internet, Ashley. And, I'm applauding this young man. He said that he wants to improve how he speaks, improve his vocabulary, and he is out here reading 20 minutes a day out loud. Actually, one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits. So shout out to him with, growth. Growth.
I think that's great. I think it's funny just in the sense of the hoopla it's gotten about this man choosing to use his platform in this way. Literacy, people, fundamental. I think that's beautiful.
We are in a crisis when it
Yeah.
comes to our next generation's ability to be literate.
But if it helps anybody, even a handful of people, then it was time very, very, very well worth spent. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My literacy went out the window. It was time well spent for him, for his stream, for what he's up to, for the fact that he's trying to transition a bit in his career and his platform and all of that. I mean, what's funny is maybe even a year, 2 years ago, I didn't know who Kai Cenat was. And so the fact that he has not only infiltrated my algorithm, but my heart, like I like Kai. I'm rooting for him. And this
Yeah.
just makes him even more endearing.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him too. And he's been very public about wanting to make a pivot into fashion. And his conversation with Law Roach was also so good. I love Roach so much.
Somebody said La Roche is just the fashion's Tyler Perry, and I can't unsee it from things now. Like
In
when he
what
was
way?
like I think looks wise and some of his like gestures and things like when he recently was behind Celine Dion and
Yeah,
that one singer and he's like looking like, oh my God, if y'all don't get this ish together, I'm ready to go. So I think it's just kind of like a combination of some of the mannerism and physical look.
that is
Um
funny.
I can't unsee it because like I do see it now. I see some of it. Love Law though.
I'm surprised uh Tyler Perry hasn't done a La Roche bust down wig for whatever reason at this point.
Never too late.
Never too late. Speaking of making a grand entrance, Naomi Osaka, she showed up at the Australian Open in the most dramatic way, and I loved every moment of it. Um, they're calling it jellyfish inspired outfit, and it says that it still show in Osaka's win. So she did win because I was like, this is the I thought this was a fashion moment because Milan is just having, men's fashion week all week. Shout out to Pharrell and his recent show. And then, new cutie boy Hudson Williams showing up. I believe it was Ralph Lauren or one of the stylists. But anyway, I didn't know she was showing up to a tennis mat looking like that, Ashley.
Serena and them walk so she could run because
Period.
I love
Period.
that the court has elevated the fashion to now being, full. Let me give y'all a little show. Let me get my umbrella. Let me make an entrance.
I was like, it was just too cold with the hat and the veil and the pearl. Oh, and then she took it off to put on that jacket that had like the little fringy moment and the movement. This was um all brought to life from London-based stylist Robert Woon, and the butterfly at the very top was inspired. Do you remember when the butterfly landed on her face years
Mm-mm.
ago?
Mm-mm.
Yes, in the Australian Open in 2021, a butterfly landed on her face and she, gently handled it. And it was very beautiful because, some people would have just smacked it and kept going, right?
Not a
But it,
butterfly.
it gently, like, it hung out with her for a little bit, but it was a sweet moment. And the fact that that's still like her motif, even, to today, makes me happy. All right, let's talk about this hot topic. Mess, Ashley. Mess. Brooklyn Beckham accuses David and Victoria of putting branding before family and sabotaging wedding. There is so much to cover with these white people. Okay, so we knew there was like a fritz going on. I thought it was originally because there was some beef between the brothers, The
Because
rumor
of an
was that
ex.
yes,
Uh-huh.
that one of Brooklyn's exes was dating one of the brothers. Apparently,
Romeo.
hmm?
Romeo.
Romeo, exactly, the black one. I'm with Blakely. He can pass. Like I black man. I don't know, you know.
He has a vibe. He has swag. That's for sure.
But let someone else say it. They were like, "Well, Brooklyn wasn't really with her." So I was like, "Okay, so if that's not the drama, what's the drama?" Oh my goodness, everything from having three engagement parties. Um, First of all, let's even back up one more moment. Nicola, the bride, I didn't realize that her family, she's a freaking heiress, one,
Mm-hmm.
and they are starch Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heavy on her dad literally said in an interview, why do we need an all women's cast for a Marvel film? Why do we need an all black cast? He was rewarded some civilian award by this administration as well. So,
Well, I think you can stop there. I think we know who the fuck side we're all on.
period. Period.
Say less. We're done. Go ahead and wrap this up.
So when I found that out, I was like, this says a lot.
Yeah, wrap this on up because we're
But
good.
Brooklyn is giving woe is me, and I don't want to reconcile with my family. I don't want to be controlled. All y'all care about is, media and how y'all look in the media. He talks about how dancing with his mom during I'm sorry, she hijacked the first dance. This is Victoria at their wedding, and he was so humiliated and uncomfortable because she was dancing inappropriately in front of me, in front of everyone. And they hold the footage to the wedding video and they never want anyone to see it. Apparently, there was some drama behind Victoria is supposed to do the dress for the new daughter-in-law, but apparently last minute it didn't work out. So she ended up having to work with Valentino. Uh, it's just it's a mess. But honestly, when I found out who her daddy was and who they support, I'm like, I'm sure Victoria and David was like, oh no, don't go over there.
Now,
Don't do it.
granted, we don't know what their politics officially are
We don't
either,
know
but
either
we
because
can
they
hope
like
for
to
the
hang out with
best.
Charles too. And I'm referring to King Charles. So
Hmm. We can hope for the best. It ain't Trump.
Ashley,
Hmm.
this feels like scorch earth. Okay. Some of my favorite commentators online though, they were like, it's giving privileged Nepo baby with no talent having a fit
I
because
mean,
things didn't
it's
go his way.
giving. I married somebody who doesn't get along with my family, and I chose that side. I chose my wife, and now the
Yeah.
chips are gonna fall where they're gonna fall. Not wise, in my opinion. Your family's gonna be your family. Your wife might stay with you. We'll see. Y'all young.
I
Life
do
is long.
believe if you don't pick a side, you might as well stay with the girl you choose. You know what I mean?
No, not necessarily. It depends on the circumstances. Like, I wouldn't, if I was him, I wouldn't be putting all my eggs in that one basket. We'll see what happens.
But I think it's like when I say go with the girl you choose, because you do have to stand up, and be a man and do your own thing. I don't like it when guys don't know how to, like, if the mom is doing something bad, not being able to call her out on it. Now doing it in the way that he did it, it seems very immature. So I'm not saying what he's done is
Yeah, I mean,
ideal.
I'm not saying either that he shouldn't. I mean, he married this woman, so I'm not
Right.
saying like be a underneath your mama or anything like that. What I'm saying though is a full fallout with your family does not feel wise to me. Like, because
Right.
I
Right.
don't know how your siblings, or you have three other siblings. I don't know how anybody else in the family is going to take it. So unless there was physical abuse, true
Right.
emotional abuse, something like that. In those cases, yeah, deuces to the family. But in this case, you just feel like your mama hijacked your little wedding dance. And not to be dismissive, but bro, like, this is stuff y'all just have a disagreement about and you figure it out. This isn't something, first of all, I don't need to be involved in this. I don't care
I
about
know.
what happened on your wedding day, or really even the drama that they've been brewing and talking about for a while. If anything, my millennial ass will never be on Brooklyn's side because I grew up with the Spice Girls and with David Beckham as being one of the number one soccer stars in the world.
That
So,
part.
baby, you're not going to convince me that your parents just ain't shit. You were their oldest
Exactly.
child, their baby.
Right.
Maybe Victoria's having a hard time letting go. Maybe David is being passive in the situation. Maybe they gave you a little bit too much and now you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself. I don't know. But what I
Exactly.
know is, unless there was legit cause and claim of abuse, I'm never going to be on Brooklyn's side in this.
But
Not
what's so
never.
crazy to me is
Trump
they
aside.
been married. They've been married. The couple tied the knot in front of 600 guests in April 2022.
Who paid for that wedding? Her parents?
Probably. But why are we still talking about this?
Because this has been brewing. There's been some
Oh,
type of
she's older than he
campaigns.
is. Interesting.
There's been some type of campaigns back and forth to make him the villain, to make them the villain. It seems like it's bubbled to the surface.
It does feel for me like she felt mortified. And so he's, Mom, I can't believe you did that. This is crazy. I'm like, why are we still talking about something that happened, you know, what is that, 4 years ago? Release the tapes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not there with y'all. So I guess we're gonna
Oh,
focus on the other three and move it on along.
we go. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that's that for today. Ashley,
Indeed.
what are we recapping next week?
So we are diving into another thriller. Y'all know how we love a thriller around
Yes.
here. Much talked about, good and bad. We'll see what you guys think, inevitably, of His and Hers. Currently available to stream on Netflix, starring Tessa Thompson, John Bernthal. It's a story about murder. It's a story about intrigue. It's a story about a small town in rural Georgia and the people and places they go. So I'm excited. I enjoyed this series. I started it off of a recommendation from, I think it was the Weekend Watch on Instagram, and I was there for the entire ride. I get some of the criticism, I get some of the thoughts about how it wraps up, but I personally was invested. So come on back. We'll chat about it. Make sure you watch so you can leave us your thoughts. That's it. That's all. Please share this episode out with everybody you know. We appreciate it. We'll be back with that recap. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.